Welcome back to the Manc Entrepreneur YouTube channel, and in this episode I'm sharing with you how I managed to launch a business in just 3 weeks. Yes, you heard that right. Myself and Matt and Richard managed to launch a brand new business website in just 3 weeks, and that is literally from the day of concept, the day that the thought actually happened, to going live with a website that everybody could view and gain value from. Now, to give you a heads up, esellercafe.com, that is the website that we're going to be talking about today. This is what it looks like up on the screen right now, and this is an e-commerce news website aimed at the United States of America. Here in the UK, we already have e-commerce news websites which keep you up to date with the goings on within e-commerce, within eBay, within Amazon, Google, and all the rest of things to do with online selling. However, over in America, there wasn't really such a thing. There was one website which was incredibly outdated and generally had a super negative feel about it, which didn't sit well with myself, Matt, or Richard, and we knew that we could do a hell of a lot better. Now, this isn't a bragging video by a long way. In fact, this is merely meant to be a video to show you how you can launch a business website within just 3 weeks. And to be honest, you could probably do it a little bit sooner. So to set the story right from the beginning, the idea of running a news website was not something that was new to myself and Matt. This was an idea that we originally had maybe over 3 years ago. But at that time, we were very busy with the main business, and also we didn't feel that we're in the position, if we were going to do it, we had to do it properly, and at that time it didn't feel right. So the idea by no means was brand new. We'd had it, but we just couldn't execute on it 3 years ago. Then in a meeting that we had with John, that idea came back up, and it was then that we realized that now we have all the components to really make this work. There was still nothing like this in the American market, and we knew that we could bring incredible value to a global audience, to be honest, not just the American audience. There's something on eSeller Cafe for Americans, for Europeans, for the UK audience, for Australians, but the slant does tend to be to the US news regarding their e-commerce policies, because there was a need for it. There's a huge e-commerce audience in the USA. Hopefully, if you're watching this in the USA, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. But there was just nowhere to really go for your news all in one place. And I hasten to add, with a totally unbiased viewpoint. We have no partnerships with any of the US businesses such as eBay, Amazon, or any of the other huge businesses out there. All we're doing is reporting the things that we wanted to know about as business owners, e-commerce business owners, and felt that you would like to know about it as well. So how do you take an idea to something in just 3 weeks? Ultimately, we were in quite a fortunate position. Richard has been fantastic in the content creation piece. Richard is so good when it comes to knowing what is going on within the market space that he just gets it. He's been sending me like links and stuff for months, if not years, of like breaking news within e-commerce before any of the big sites have picked it up. His ability to know what was going on was incredibly important, and that is why we had to bring Richard on, because we knew for eSeller Cafe to be the best it could be, Richard was exactly the person to do that. Myself and Matt obviously can bring an audience to the website and traffic, as well as potential business partnerships with selected partners of ours where there's a definite joint interest. So first things first, the opportunity came about because we knew that there was a niche there. We knew there was an audience there who did not have somewhere to go for this type of news. Obviously, with it being a news-based website, WordPress is is the no-brainer tool to use. It's so easy and quick to set up. It's easy for anybody to learn. You can have multiple users, and with a theme that costs about $40, you can make quite a good looking site. By far the hardest thing that we had to do, as with most things that you'll see, is coming up with a domain name and then a logo. That's, especially when you've got 3 people involved at this decision making process, it can get a little bit tough. But we've always had the opinion that we are never going to let a domain name or a company name or a logo stop us from progressing. We don't halt because we haven't got a name. We put that to one side in the knowledge that the name will always come. We just focus on what else needs to be done. So whilst we were trying to throw some ideas around for what the name could be, I then tasked 2 of my team members to go and create or sort of backfill some old articles that had been floating around on the web for a while to make the site look like it had been around longer than it had. Now this served 2 purposes. It served a purpose for content on the site. Google wants content, and it wants good quality, unique, handwritten content, not spun by software, and that's exactly what we're in a very fortunate position to be able to do. We have a team of people, and the 2 that I picked are fantastic editors and writers. Both have worked in the news industry previously before, so getting them to write about big topics and key things that had happened over the past 6 months was super easy to do. So within a few days we now had like 20 articles that were ready to go and were just great content for Google. It also happened that I have a fantastic image editor in the term of my virtual assistant, so she could go and create images that would make these articles stand out even more. In the meantime, whilst that was going on, Richard was writing all about the new breaking news articles that were coming out as and when, and was just firing these out into at this time just into WordPress. The site wasn't even live yet, but we had this bank of content ready to go. And whilst that was going on, we were also sort of brainstorming different concepts for domain names. Now, we started off by looking at what it is going to be. It's an e-commerce website and it's news related, so we went through all the sort of permutations that you could think of. eSeller Today, eSeller USA, e-commerce today, the e-commerce post, and all these types of different names were floating around. And ultimately we realized that we didn't want to associate ourselves too closely with the traditional printed press, obviously like the Washington Post or USA Today, New York Times, or whatever it might be, the LA Times. So we had to be somewhat different, and it was Richard who came up with the eSeller Cafe, the concept of where do you go with your friends to have a catch up, to talk, to have a break, to socialise in sort of a bustling but relaxed setting. It's a cafe. The eSeller Cafe was born, and as soon as Richard said it, both myself and Matt loved it and just promptly went and bought the domain name. And then came the logo. Obviously, with it being a US audience, the concept of red, white and blue seemed like an obvious choice for us. Also trying to keep the print grey, grey was a colour as well, a very good neutral colour to use. And had to have the coffee cup. I just had to. Obviously, eSeller Cafe, it's what you associate. So we picked a very simple, easy to read font. We picked the colours, and we had the coffee cup logo, again made by a team member of ours. We put it all together, and again within a few hours we went from nothing to having eSeller Cafe with a domain name and a logo. So all in all, that process took us about 3 weeks. And that was when we then actually put the site live. We had the domain name, everything got propagated, and we could then sort of hit publish on the content. The site was live to go. Then obviously we go and set up the social accounts. We set up Twitter and Facebook, and we start with those 2 because again that's where the sort of audience is, and it's easy to push content on those channels. Now with a news website, the whole concept of how you monetize it is you need an audience. And that is exactly where we're at now with eSeller Cafe. Yes, there's a few site tweaks that are going on in the background, and every day something goes ahead, we update something, we change something. We have the newsletter sign up now so people can get updated as soon as new breaking news goes out through their email. And for us now, it's fantastic. I'm so proud of eSeller Cafe and what we managed to achieve in 3 weeks, going from literally nothing to a bustling website full of great content, which is very valuable to a lot of people. And now the exciting point is to bring on partners and sponsors to spread the message, to spread the news, and to basically be the trusted news source for e-commerce in the USA. The general message, the reason why I'm telling you this story or this experience is because if you have an idea right now, what is stopping it from happening? Probably you. As Gary Vaynerchuk has said, ideas are shit, execution is everything. And right now, eSeller Cafe would not even exist if it wasn't for the speed that myself, Matt and Richard, through the help of our team as well, were able to execute. But I mean, 3 weeks seemed pretty good for us. We have a team of people behind us. But if you can launch a business within 30 days, within 5 weeks, 6 weeks, you're still winning. Don't sit on ideas because they'll go stale, they'll go off, or someone else will do it before you. If you sincerely think there's value to be had in an idea, get out there and make it happen. Too many good ideas have been and gone without ever seeing the light of day. And that's what we didn't want to happen with eSeller Cafe. So if you do sell online, whether you're in the UK, the USA, Australia, Europe, check out esellercafe.com, subscribe. Like I said, there's new content posted on there every single day pertinent to multi-channel, to Magento, BigCommerce, Shopify, eBay, Amazon, Google, everything to do with selling online. So head over to the site, subscribe in the sign up box, and we'll keep you updated. There's no spam, I promise. We will never sell your details. We'll only ever send you emails about stuff which we think you are genuinely interested in, and the way that we gauge whether we think you'll be genuinely interested in it is if we are genuinely interested in it. If you have any questions or any excuses as to why you cannot launch a business within a month, I'd love for you to let me know down below in the comments section, because I think we might need to have a little chat about why. With that said, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it's motivated you to go and make that idea happen. If it has, hit that like button, subscribe if you are new, and as always, I'll catch you in tomorrow's video. Thank you for watching.